You wake up when your body is ready. No alarm, no schedule, no place you have to be. You sit up, stretch, and ask yourself one question. What should I do today? For 99% of human history, this was not just an idea. This was every single morning for about 300,000 years. And the answer to that question looked nothing like the life you are living right now. Modern humans spend about 90,000 hours of their lives working. That is about 1/3 of your waking life spent on a job. But for most of human history, jobs did not exist. There was no employment, no pay, no boss, no career ladder to climb. So what did people actually do all day? Let's start with what we know for sure. In 1963, archaeologist Richard Lee did a study that changed how we understand prehistoric life. He tracked the daily lives of the Jew/Honsi people in Botswana, one of the few groups still living in a way that is similar to pre-agricultural human life. He found that adults spent about 2.5 days per week getting food. That is about 17 hours. The rest of the time, they did whatever they wanted. And here is the important part. This pattern shows up everywhere anthropologists look: the Hadza in Tanzania, the Ashi in Paraguay, the Martu in Australia. Totally different places, different continents, same result. About 15 to 20 hours per week spent on survival activities. For comparison, you probably work twice that much. Now, some of you are thinking, but those are modern people. How do we know ancient humans lived the same way? Fair question, and the answer comes from bones. When archaeologists compare the skeletons of ancient humans to early farming populations, the difference is huge. Farmers were shorter. Their bones show signs of poor nutrition. Their teeth were full of cavities from grain-heavy diets. They had arthritis in their spines from doing the same hard labor again and again, and they died younger. Ancient human skeletons were taller, stronger, had healthier teeth and less joint damage. Their bones tell a clear story. They were doing less repeated physical labor, not more. But the most interesting evidence comes from something archaeologists found that should not exist if survival was always a constant struggle. Art. In 1994, explorers discovered Chauvet Cave in southern France. Inside were paintings made about 30,000 years ago. Horses, lions, rhinoceroses drawn with perspective, shading, and movement. These were not simple stick figures. This was advanced art that needed skill, planning, and most importantly, time. Someone spent hours, maybe days, deep inside a cave by firelight, painting animals on a wall. Not for survival, not for food, for beauty, for meaning, for something to do. In Blombos Cave in South Africa, archaeologists found 100,000-year-old shell beads with tiny holes drilled through them, clearly meant to be worn as jewelry. The nearest coastline was 20 kilometers away. Someone walked 40 kilometers for the full trip just to collect shells, then spent hours carefully drilling holes with stone tools just to look good. In 2008, researchers found a 40,000-year-old flute carved from a vulture bone in Germany. 5 finger holes, spaced perfectly. Whoever made this understood music. They understood pitch. And they spent a lot of time making it. Not for hunting, not for defense, for music. These are not just rare discoveries. Across Europe, Africa, and Asia, archaeological sites from 100,000 years ago and later are full of evidence of decorative objects, carefully made tools that were much more detailed than needed for survival, and items that took hours of focused work with no quick practical use. This is what people did when they were not getting food. They created, they decorated, they made things beautiful. So, let's rebuild a day. You wake up around dawn. The fire from last night is still smoking. Someone adds wood. You eat leftover meat or fish from yesterday. Maybe some nuts or berries gathered the day before. Breakfast is social. People talk. They loosely plan the day, not because they have to, because that is what humans do. Around mid-morning, a small group might leave to hunt or gather. But here is the key. You do not go every day. If the hunt was successful 2 days ago and food is stored, you might not leave camp at all. You might spend the morning making tools, sharpening a spear, weaving a basket, scraping an animal hide to make it soft and useful. This is not work in the modern sense. There is no clock, no supervisor. You do it because skill matters, because being good at things earns respect, because making things well is part of being human. If hunting happens, it is not the wild chase you see in movies. Humans are persistence hunters. We follow animals at a steady run for hours until they get too hot and collapse. We are the only species that can do this well because we can sweat and control our body temperature while running. Most animals cannot, so we outlast them. The hunt might take 3 to 6 hours, including travel. Then, the animal is carried back and cut up. Everyone eats, and by early afternoon, the productive part of the day is basically over. What happens next is what modern people find hardest to understand. Nothing and everything. People rest. They sit in the shade and talk. They play with children. They groom each other, picking through hair and building closer bonds. They make jewelry from shells or beads or animal teeth. They carve designs into bones or stones. They nap. Anthropologist James Sussman documented that among the Jew/Hwansi, adults spend about 6 hours per day in what he called social time. Not working, not sleeping, just being with other people, talking, laughing, telling jokes. Because in a world without money or police or written contracts, your survival depends completely on your relationships. If people do not like you, they do not have to share food when you are hungry. So, you spend huge amounts of time building those bonds. Not because it is productive, because it is how humans stay human. Then the sun goes down, and this is when something amazing happens. In 2014, anthropologist Polly Wiesner studied hundreds of hours of recorded conversations from the Jew/Hwansi. During the day, conversations were practical. Who saw animal tracks where? Which plants were ready to gather? Complaints about someone not sharing fairly, but at night around the fire, 81% of conversations changed into stories. Myths about how the world began, stories of ancestors who did impossible things, jokes that made everyone laugh, adventures from far away. Wiesner argued that this is where human culture was really born. Gods, spirits, the past, the future, things you can only think about when your stomach is full and you are safe. And people did not go to sleep and stay asleep the way you do now. Historical records from medieval Europe and sleep studies from the 1990s confirm that before artificial light, humans slept in 2 parts. First sleep for about 4 hours, then a quiet awake period of 1 to 2 hours in complete darkness, then second sleep for another 4 hours. So, here is what a full day looked like. About 4 to 6 hours getting food or making tools. About 6 hours in social time, storytelling, grooming, playing. About 8 hours sleeping in 2 separate parts, and the rest resting, sitting, watching clouds, doing nothing special, existing without needing to prove your worth through productivity. Then, about 10,000 years ago, something changed. Humans in the Fertile Crescent began planting seeds and domesticating animals. Agriculture is a trap. Once you start farming, you can feed more people. More people means you need more food. More food means more farming. Within a few generations, populations grew fast, and there was no going back because now there were too many mouths to survive by hunting and gathering. You were locked in, and farming needed much more labor. Plowing, planting, weeding, harvesting, storing, protecting crops from animals and raiders. The skeletal evidence is clear. Early farmers worked harder, ate worse, and died younger than the hunter-gatherers who came before them. But the population kept growing, and with larger populations came specialists, toolmakers, potters, weavers, inventors, then soldiers, priests, administrators, and eventually, jobs, employment, the idea that your time belonged to someone else in exchange for resources. By the time we built cities, the original human lifestyle was gone, replaced by schedules, duties, the need to work most of your waking hours just to survive in the system we created. Today, you spend 90,000 hours working. Your ancestors spent much less. You sleep in one block and call waking up at 2 a.m. insomnia. They slept in 2 parts and used the middle hours for reflection. You spend your life chasing an idea of greatness, achievements, wealth, and success by standards society invented. They woke up every morning already free, already enough, and at peace with nothing to prove to anyone. They did not need to become successful. They were already living the life you are working your whole life to retire into. You make art if you can find time after your job. They made art because they had time. And that is what humans do. We are not a different species, but we live so differently from how humans lived for 99% of our existence that we might as well be. We traded freedom for food security, leisure for population growth, time for productivity.